Hi everybody, happy Friday. So these are some of my favorite exercises to do on the stability ball. These are relatively inexpensive. You can get them really anywhere from Target to Five Below. Easy to blow up. I'll show you, super easy. It comes with usually a pump. They're like maybe $10 or $15. And if you have an air pump, even better. So you can do so many things on this ball. You can do a total body workout. It's great to add to your home gym. And I'm just gonna show you a few of my favorites. Now, I'm just gonna go over them. You can do this maybe 30 seconds each, 45 seconds each, repeat it, but it's gonna be a quick, effective workout. Pretty much total body. So let me just show you a little bit about the ball. So this one, I think they're either 55 centimeters or they go up from there. On average, you could get the one that they sell, which is like the 55. When you blow it up, you want your knee and your hip about even. You don't want it to be too squishy. I just added a little bit of air because they do lose a little bit of air over time. So you're gonna just get used to sitting on the ball. It is an unstable surface. And for the first few of these, you're gonna roll out and we're going to use it for some abdominal crunches. But again, there's a learning curve. So if you have like somebody with you, maybe they can spot you because you don't wanna fall off the ball. I'm gonna show you how to get on and off the ball safely. But it's a really fun tool. You can even use them for cardio and loads of things. So we're gonna hold onto the ball, we're gonna walk out. So you want your shoulder blades and your low back on the ball. So just kind of get a feel for it. Your feet are on the floor. If your feet are too close together, it's gonna be a little bit harder to balance. So you might wanna have them wider. Just don't have them way out here. Just in line, but not too far out or too wide. Fingertips above the ears, and we're just gonna crunch and come down. The nice thing with the ball is if the difference is you're on an unstable surface, different from being on the floor or a bench, and you get to go back a little bit, but you have to make sure that lower abdominal area is engaged. So you can stay totally up here. You can go a little further back, keeping the chest open. Same rules apply, keeping the hands just above the ears. And then we're going to go maybe side to side. So this would be exercise number 2. And you can even go really far back here. So go far back and up. Hands are behind your head just to support your head. And really nice and slow. Maybe, I would say 30 to 45 seconds of each of these. Okay, so that would be the first 2 that I would say are great to start off with. Walk it up slowly. Okay, we're going to change position on the ball. And we're going to do an elbow, kind of like a walk. We'll do an elbow plank, but this one is great. It's kind of mimicking one of those ab rollers, but it's great to do on the ball because you have a higher surface here. So you're going to be kneeling behind the ball. Your feet are apart. Gently press your hands into the ball. Engage the core and start to roll out. So I have a straight line from my knee to the crown of the head. This is the tricky part. You're going to push into the ball, come up without doing that to the hips. You really have to engage the core, shoulders down, push into the ball and come up. Okay, if you go out, let's just do a few of these. So if you go out and you say, oh, I can't come back without lifting my hips, just lift the hips and then roll in safely. So just know you're doing it, know you're taking that little hip lift, and then, as you get more comfortable with it, you can make this a little harder by rolling out a little bit more. But it's a great way to kind of engage the core right there. You can roll out a little more and then push in. It's a killer exercise. Another one to do, which is great, is an elbow plank. You can do this on the knees. I'll show you first. Take my knees a little wider, and I'm going to take my elbows on the ball. Your chest needs to come off. That's where I used to see people in my classes do this. I'm like, you got to have your chest up off the ball. So, a modified version, you're going to just be here. And this is a great way to start or stay. So I'm engaging my core, my hips are down, and I've got this like unstable surface here. So you can make it harder by just doing a little bit of clockwise circles and then counterclockwise, okay? You can also do that up on the knees. So if I want to make this harder, I'm going to tuck my toes under and lift, okay? Game changer. This is a lot harder. So you can do the same thing here without moving the hips, keeping that core super tight, shoulders down away from your ears, and maybe do those circles, maybe just stay here and bring it down. Give it a little stretch. One of my favorite stretches on the ball is child's pose. You can have your hands on the sides or up. It's a great way to stretch. On your side, you're going to work a little outer thigh and your core. So you're going to have the ball to your right. Okay, you're going to take the top leg out and lean over the ball. Now to start, put your fingertips on the ground for stability, or you can hold on to the ball. You're going to have your hand over your head, and you're just going to come up and down. Now, we're going to make this harder. Okay, you can have your hands behind your head. If you feel like you have that stability, you're going to push your hip into the ball. If you want to make it harder, I'm going to show you the easier version of this. And you're going to lift that leg. So this is slow. There's not a lot of movement, but you're going to feel it right here. And those lower abdominals have to be tight. You're feeling it in the outer thigh as well. So a lot of variations here. So you can go with both hands behind the head and a lift. This is probably the hardest. So I'm going up and down off the ball. Again, but start with your hand down. And I can also do it with this leg down, okay? So I really like to cue you guys to, start with one, make it harder, and then go back to the other one. It really keeps you working, and it can really gauge the intensity. So it gets harder, but then you can back off when your form starts to get compromised. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. But before we do, I'm going to show you a fun one for the inner thighs. So these are like my top favorite stability ball exercises. So you're going to take the ball between your feet. We're going to do some crunches, but already right here, even if you stayed, this is a lot on your inner thigh, okay? You're using your inner thighs even though the feet are in contact with the ball. And then you're going to lift your head up, and you can add crunches here. And you can even squeeze the ball and release. But even on the release, you're going to feel the inner thighs because the ball's between your feet. And then you can also do it with a little rotation. And you can take your hand over. And believe me, my legs are shaking here. Really shaking. So same thing, good form on the upper body here. You can pulse it up. And I'm going to take it down. Good. All right, another one here that I love, I'm going to try to stay in this position, are ball tosses. So you're going to squeeze the ball, have your hands here, and throw it back. In the beginning, you're going to be like, oh, can I catch it? In the beginning, you can just kind of put it up there and add a crunch, okay? But it's really fun to keep your head down and just work those inner thighs. You're also working lower abs, one of my faves right here. And then you can really hold it, pulse for 3, and bring it down. I love that one. So if you need a little recovery, take that ball on your shins, hug the knees in. The other one I just want to do while we're on our back is a hip lift, okay? And then we're going to progress it with a ball pass. So you can break these apart. So a hip lift, you're going to do the same like a reverse curl. And you're going to lift the hips and lower. It's very, very tiny. You can do this with your head down and just curl the hips up. You're using the lower abdominals, but you're also using the inner thighs. So these exercises are very time efficient. You can also do that with a twist. But you can see I'm trying to not lift the hips with momentum, but with my inner thighs, which is an important part of your core. Same thing with the glutes, they're all connected, okay? And I'm really not using any momentum. From there, we're gonna go to a ball pass. So you're going to reach up and get the ball. You're going to lower the leg so you can just tap down here. Put the ball between your feet and then bend the knees, tap it down, and come up. Working stability, okay? To make it harder, you're going to take the legs down. They don't have to hit the ground. Just keep that spine imprinted. And then same thing here. If you want to add a little upper body, you're going to lift to get that ball. I like a little bent knee because it keeps my spine a little further down, then you can straighten. Okay, so you can pick up the head to put that ball there. You can also do that with a little hip lift at the top. So you can lift the hips, grab the ball, lower, and then put that ball back, lift, crunch, lift the hips, and lower down. So you can really play with that one. And boy, are my inner thighs on fire. So roll it up. We're going to go to the other side and just demonstrate that oblique move. So I know I'm talking through it to show you a few different ones just to try, but you can do this, you know, kind of pause the video, do 30 seconds, get used to it, and take it from there. So the first version, you're going to be just lifting. You can be right here. Believe me, there's a lot going on here. I'm going to show you each variation. I'm going to also do it without lifting. Okay, and then you can put your hand behind the head with a lift. You're not going to be able to come up too high, but that's okay. You're still feeling it. Okay, you can also do that without the lift. And then finally, this is the hardest. Now, one side is probably going to be harder. I should note that my hips are up. I don't want to sit on that back heel, okay? Sometimes as we sink back, we can do this. You really want to be up. If you need extra padding under your knee, go ahead and take it, but you can really get a nice full range. Something I didn't show on the other side, with my foot down, I can go up, rotate, and down. This is a little bit more Pilates based. I like to do that with the foot down. So you can do that as well. So now we're going to stretch it out again. And I have a couple more things to show you. So you can see, you can just use the ball in so many ways. Sorry, I'm fixing my hair a lot. All right. This one is for, you can do push-ups on it, and you can gauge the intensity of where the ball is on your body to make it harder or easier. I'm just going to show the easier version because I'm running out of space here. So you're going to kneel behind the ball. You're going to put your body over the ball. This is a safe way to get on and off. You're going to start to have your hands in front, curl the toes, and walk it out. So you're in a plank position. And again, just stay right here. The more you have that ball under your hips, the more stability you're going to have. So if you're just starting out with push-ups, you might want to be right here, okay? If you want to make it harder, walk your hands out and have less of the ball on your body. So again, right there, okay? Abdominal tucks, you're going to be in the same position, but you're going to use your abdominals to roll the ball in. Again, these are so great. You don't have to do them all, but if you want to just pick a few to have some fun with and try, they're really outstanding. So let's do the rollout. You're going to start, again, back. I'm kind of running out of room. You need a lot of entry room when you get going here. So I'm going to roll it out. And I'm going to have the ball under my knees, which is hard to do. You can also just hold a plank here. And I'm going to push into the ball, use my abs, tuck. You can make it harder by rolling to your shoelaces and less of the shins. And you can also do it side to side, which is a little harder. Sometimes you have to just keep walking those hands because the ball is moving. So a couple of tucks. You can hold that plank and then carefully walk it back, okay? Just walk it back. That's also a workout in itself. And then stretch it out. So you want to make sure you're not falling off to the side of the ball. Sure, you see people do it, but I always err on the side of caution when it comes to that. So those are top favorite moves on the stability ball on the mat. Of course, there's an abundance of things you can do because you can use it for just really cardio. You can use it for, you can throw it up in the air, you can squat with it, kind of like this. And just, it really, even though it doesn't weigh a lot, you have something in your hands, it makes your core work harder. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully I'll put together a little workout with this, maybe with weights or cardio, and we'll have some fun with it. So happy Friday, have a great day, everybody.